taken into custody in Britain for skipping bail. He is facing extradition charges to the United States, ostensibly for helping, in my understanding now of the indictment involving Assange, and it includes a lot of stuff that people should be very concerned about. Putting aside, we really need to be grown-ups here when we assess these things. I know people think that Assange has cooties. I am also maybe close to being in the cootie camp. But despite the fact that he has cooties, we don't want acts of journalism to be criminalized, because that will have very bad implications for our society moving forward. There are elements of that indictment that do that. The apparently the non-elements attacking his journalism is that he supposedly gave Chelsea Manning advice on how to crack some of the encryption, I guess, at the DOD. That advice turned out to not work, is my understanding, according to the indictment. So they're getting, and I don't think that's appropriate behavior. I think that that's probably chargeable insofar as if that is, can be proven true, like that you cross the line in that moment where you're not functioning as a journalist. Like, it's one thing to be a journalist, to get the information, to hide your source, protect your source. It's another to engage in the activity. The line has to be drawn at one point. You can take, someone provides you photos of someone in their house that's newsworthy. It's very different from breaking into that house and taking those photos. When Sky News reporters hacked into people's accounts to steal information from them, was criminal. So, with all that said, it seems that Julian Assange has lost a friend in Donald Trump. Here is a montage of Donald Trump in 2016 talking about WikiLeaks. He was really into WikiLeaks in 2016.
WikiLeaks! I love WikiLeaks. The Hillary Clinton documents released today by WikiLeaks make more clear than ever just how much is at stake in this election. So much corruption. This WikiLeaks stuff is unbelievable. It tells you the inner heart. You got to read it. The WikiLeaks documents show how the media conspires and collaborates with Clinton campaign, including giving the questions and answers to Hillary Clinton before a debate. I don't get them. I want them. We love WikiLeaks. Boy, they have really, WikiLeaks. They have revealed a lot. Podesta said of Hillary, she has bad instincts. Now, we knew that. Just look at her career. In a newly released email, John Podesta has been caught saying, we have to dump all of those emails. Can you believe this? That's WikiLeaks.
That's WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. Now from WikiLeaks. Did you see what came out over WikiLeaks? Oh, we love WikiLeaks. We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. 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 WikiLeaks just came out with lots of really unbelievable things. WikiLeaks. 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 Again, nobody's covering WikiLeaks.
I sort of feel like he just loves saying the word. Or I should say, let me put it this way. Trump 2016, WikiLeaks hot. Trump 2019, WikiLeaks, not. Play it.
Do you still love WikiLeaks?
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing. And I know there is something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happened with Assange, and that will be a determination, I would imagine, mostly by the Attorney General, who's doing an excellent job. So he'll be making a determination. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
What would you like to see happen?
I don't really have any opinion. I know the Attorney General will be involved in that, and he'll make a decision. Okay?
Mr. President.
That is so
I totally grew out of my WikiLeaks phase.
It's not my deal in life.
It's not my thing in life.
No. It's
New
not
phone,
I
who
grew out of
this?
my WikiLeaks phase. It's a like, I never listened to Snow.
Oh, you're
I
into
don't know.
WikiLeaks?
Oh, you mean the white reggae guy? I guess there's something along those lines, but I never was blasting.
I might have had an
Informer in my
album, but I
car
never really
every
listened to
single day last summer. What?
I listen to the singles.
Yeah, I mean, I might have heard it at a party, but I certainly wasn't playing it on blast.
Katy Perry? I never listened to her.
I never
anymore.
listened to Katy.
No, but
I
you
never
were,
listened.
wait,
I
you
was
were
not
really
a Katy Perry fan.
You were a big fan of WikiLeaks. I never.
I never heard. I mean, perhaps other people liked WikiLeaks, but this is
Trying to remember.
I mean, this is such a great lesson in fascism, though, right? Because I just feel like there's two. So one, it's like, okay, resistance types who are celebrating the Trump administration, are pressing these charges are demented. I mean, these are the same people that think that, like, oh, Trump called Jim Acosta a jerk, it's the end of journalism, are okay with this, which is odd. But then the left parts of the left were ridiculous on this because I remember those, the email leaks of 2016 were nothing. They barely revealed anything. And then, the actual stuff was 2011. But that being as it may, like, this is how people like this work. When it's expedient to have WikiLeaks, awesome. When it's time to put you in jail for revealing war crimes, great. That, like, how it would surprise anybody that Donald Trump or Mike Pompeo or Sean Hannity would have an expedient relationship with these things is highly diluted.
Right, and we should be clear that these charges stem from the 2011 leaks that included video image of U.S. military firing on Iraqi civilians. And it's really interesting to watch the news media recount, at least some of the reporters I've seen, who now acknowledge that the materials that were released by WikiLeaks that were taken and leaked by Chelsea Manning had legitimate news value. It's fascinating because I can tell you at that time they were in complete denial, despite the fact that literally every day you would see another article written based upon those cables. And so, we're going to see what happens. And again, there are parts of that indictment that are highly problematic. Part of the conspiracy that Assange and Manning took measures to conceal Manning is the source of disclosure of classified records to WikiLeaks. Like the idea you're protecting your source. Provide information, part of the conspiracy is that Assange and Manning use a special folder on a cloud of Dropbox.
Used Dropbox and Signal. You go to Ken Klippenstein's Twitter page. He's a really good investigative reporter, and I think his pinned tweet is, "Here's my Signal number.
Right.
If you have something for me."
They all do this, and so the idea that this is part of the indictment is highly problematic. It seems to me, and credit where credit's due. Tulsi Gabbard went on. Was it on with? I
thought it was with Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews to make this very point.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was arrested today for his alleged role in hacking classified U.S. military files. And I'm joined right now by U.S. Representative and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii. What do you make of our effort to extradite and indict and punish probably Julian Assange?
I'm deeply concerned by what's happened today. We look back at the Obama administration's decision during his time not to do this, not to try to extradite Assange and charge him because of their concern about how this government action would impinge on freedom of the press. This is a blow to transparency and a blow to a free press when you have a situation where our government is in a position where they can basically create this climate of fear against somebody or those who are publishing things that they don't like or saying things that they don't like. And that's the concern here. This is a threat to journalists, but it's also something that threatens every American, because the message that we are getting, that the American people are getting by what's happened here today is, be quiet, toe the line, otherwise there will be consequences.
And so good for her. I did not know
Definitely.
that there was an affirmative decision by the Obama administration to not extradite. That is,
Well, they didn't. I don't know that there was an affirmative one, but at the end of the day, they didn't, as far as we know, they didn't press charges against him.
well, this has been an ongoing investigation, this grand jury. Now, I don't know if it had shut down and that it had restarted. We're going to look
Glenn
into that.
Greenwald says regularly that the Obama administration stopped short at the end of the day of pressing these kind of charges, and I would assume he's pretty up on this, and as well as not looking to do the Obama administration any favors. So, that's my understanding.
It's not inconceivable too that that the way that Trump makes most of his decisions is like, what did Obama do? Okay, do the other thing.
Wait, Obama stopped short. Guess what I'm not going to
who's
do?
not stopping short?
Jump right over it.
Jump. I also just want to add too, like, again, I just, outside of the United States, there is no controversy amongst like center left and left parties about this position, like what the stakes of this are, and also what the initial revelations showed.
Yeah, without a doubt, there is.